Some of the most underrated whiskeys on the planet are sitting on your local shelf right now, and most people walk right past them.
Today, we're talking about bottles that shocked us the most because these whiskeys are way better than people think.
And you know what's also way better than people think? Our merch. We have shirts for all types of occasions.
This is a great way to support our channel, and it'll give you even more options to wear at your next whiskey tasting. We've got a bunch of new teas live right now. Link is in the description below.
Up first on number 7, this one might seem a little obvious if you're deep into whiskey, but if you're new, this one can be a huge surprise, and that is Wild Turkey 101. A lot of people think a $20 bottle of whiskey can't possibly be good, but that is where they are wrong. Wild Turkey 101 has that old school rugged reputation, so some people might actually assume that it's rough until they actually taste it. I've actually had this happen multiple times in my house. Friends come over, they see this bottle on the shelf, and they're like, "Do you keep this as a mixer?" And then I pour them a glass, neat, they sip it, and their faces just ooze with surprise and excitement. And that's when they find out what I have known for years, that this might very well be the best value bourbon on the market. It's bold, it's flavorful, and it drinks way bigger than the price tag. You get caramel, vanilla, oak, and that signature Wild Turkey spice that makes it quintessential drinking. This is one of those bottles that converts people. The same friends who question why is it on the shelf are the ones asking for a second or third or fourth pour by the end of the night.
And then they're cocked.
And they're cocked and ready to. So if you've been overlooking Wild Turkey 101 because of its price tag or any other preconceived notion, you're missing that kind of everyday bourbon that a lot of serious drinkers quietly keep stocked.
Next on our list at number 6, this one might surprise you, given how much we've dumped on this brand in the past. It's none other than Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. In previous tier lists, we've placed Crown Royal Deluxe pretty far down on the board because it's usually only used as a mixer. Oh, some people only buy it because of the freaking purple sack for their dice.
Like me.
But the Northern Harvest Rye is completely different. You still get that creamy Crown Royal texture up front, but then the rye actually hits. You get pepper, baking spice, a little oak, and here's the key, it finishes dry instead of sugary. And that's what makes it feel like a real whiskey instead of just something you mix. This bottle literally won Jim Murray's World Whiskey of the Year at one point, and most people still have no idea. And you can find it for around 30 bucks, it's everywhere, and nobody's fighting over it. So don't let our previous dismissal of Crown Royal Deluxe steer you away from the brand completely, because Northern Harvest Rye is the real deal.
To be fair, I have been on the Crown Royal Deluxe bandwagon here for a little bit. At least C-tier material for me.
Yeah, you have crept your rating up there over the months.
I personally really love the sack. Up next at number 5 is Johnnie Walker Black. Now this is one of the best selling scotches in the entire world, and it might seem a little contradictory to say that it belongs in this list, so let me explain. With Black Label being under 30 bucks in many markets, a lot of people assume that this is bottom shelf scotch similar to its sibling, Red Label, and it isn't. Black Label is a completely different experience. It's a 12-year blend, which means every drop in here is at least 12 years old, and it comes from all over Scotland. The Highlands, Speyside, Islay, all working together to create that signature balance. You get that sweet side first with notes of fruit, vanilla, and caramel, and then this subtle smoke kicks in. It's not intense, but it feels like a little smoky seasoning to brighten up your taste buds. This is hands down one of the best gateway bottles into peated scotch. And even if you don't like peated flavors, it's subtle enough where it won't leave you feeling like you swallowed an ashtray. So if your only experience with Johnnie Walker was Red Label, or you think you're too advanced for a blended scotch, you're missing out on one of the most dependable, well-rounded bottles in the entire category.
Up next at number 4, we've got Jameson Black Barrel. And this one might be a plot twist because most people think they know Jameson. It's the smooth Irish whiskey you take shots of once a year on St. Paddy's Day and then ignore it for the other 364 days. But Jameson Black Barrel is what happens when you realize the regular green bottle was just the warm-up.
Ooh, I like that, a little warm-up. It's a little hors d'oeuvre before the main course meal.
This one has way more pot still whiskey in the blend, and it's aged in heavily charred bourbon barrels. So right away, you get more depth, more richness, and it's way more of a bourbon crossover than people expect. Flavor-wise, this is where it really separates. Regular Jameson is light, easy, and just kind of disappears. This one, you get caramel, butterscotch, toasted oak, baking spice, and it's still really easy to sip. And the crazy part, this isn't rare. It's everywhere, and it usually sits in that $40 range. So you don't have to hunt it, you don't have to overpay, and you can actually keep it stocked. So if your only experience with Jameson involves shots, mixing it with green beer, and questionable group decisions, you're probably sleeping on this one. There are so many more bottles like this that we wanted to add to this list, but we just don't have time to include every single bottle. So that's one of the reasons we started our Patreon.
This is where we do our deeper dives, monthly virtual tastings, and you even get my new ebook called The Art of Tasting Whiskey. It's where you can have real whiskey nerd conversations with us and the rest of our awesome community.
We also provide exclusive interviews, we let you help shape the content for our channel, and we're gearing up for some of our very own barrel picks. So if you've been thinking about joining, now is a good time. Link is in the description below.
Coming in at number 3 is a bottle that almost nobody gets excited about. Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. Most people see the $16 price tag, they see it on the bottom shelf, and they assume it's just cheap mixer juice. But this is a very decent bourbon. It's 100 proof, at least 4 years old, and it has to meet strict bottled and bond standards. So right away, you're getting more quality control here than in a lot of higher priced bottles. It's coming from Heaven Hill, the same distillery behind Elijah Craig, Harry McKenna, and a bunch of bottles people actively hunt. Flavor-wise, this hits all the quintessential bourbon notes. You get caramel, you get vanilla, a little nuttiness, some baking spice, and it doesn't drink thin. It drinks like a real bourbon, not a budget compromise. If you've been ignoring this because of where it sits on the shelf, you're missing out on one of the smartest buys in whiskey.
Next up at number 2 is the meme bottle that actually earned its place on this list. Mellow freaking Corn. Mellow Corn almost kind of started as an internet joke whiskey. Bright yellow label, the retro font, and the fact that it looks like it's been sitting in the same exact spot since 1978. Except, when you actually try it, it's a lot more interesting than the memes suggest. This isn't bourbon, it's a straight corn whiskey, so it's at least 80% corn. It's bottled in bond, so it's 100 proof and aged at least 4 years. So even though it looks like a novelty, there's real quality behind it. And flavor-wise, this thing is just fun. Think sweet corn, vanilla, a little caramel, and this buttered popcorn texture that you really don't get from bourbon. It's different, but that's exactly why people end up loving it. So if you've been avoiding Mellow Corn because of the memes and the Reddit threads, you're probably missing out on one of the most interesting and unique bottles you can buy, especially for under 20 bucks.
You know, I have an interesting relationship with Mellow Corn. Some people enjoy those flavors and the more subtle notes of the Mellow Corn, and some people absolutely hate it.
You know, more than any other bottle on this list, I'm expecting the comments to go full bore, pro or against Mellow Corn.
Which side are you on? Are you team Mellow Corn or are you team everything else that's not Mellow Corn? And now, topping our list of whiskeys that are better than their reputation is yet another bottled in bond, Jack Daniel's Bonded. And this is for everyone who says, I don't like Jack Daniels.
I don't like Jack Daniels.
Well, Ryan, I'm about to teach you some shit. In the wise words of the legendary visionary Shabuzi, you know me and Jack Daniels got a history. For many, Jack Daniels is synonymous with college, bad decisions, and a hangover you still remember.
When did I get stabbed? That's awesome!
But here's the thing, this bottle proves the brand has come a long way since those nights. Jack Daniel's Bonded is part of their core lineup now. It's 100 proof, at least 4 years old, and it's under 30 bucks. So this isn't some limited release or allocated bottle. You can walk into almost any store and grab it. And this is where it catches people off guard. You still get that classic Jack flavors of caramel, vanilla, banana bread, but it feels like a more mature version. It's fuller, it's got more texture, and the added proof gives it a little kick and a finish that you don't get from the original. It's basically old number 7 after it got a job, paid off its credit cards, and it started going to the gym. If you wrote off Jack Daniels years ago and never revisited the brand, you'll realize that they've been leveling up in a big way. It's not just for mixing with Coke anymore. If you were there for our live stream yesterday, thank you. It was another great success and a whole lot of fun. And now we want to hear from you. What's a whiskey people overlook that you think deserves more respect? Drop it in the comments because we are always looking for bottles to test.
And if you want deeper dives, exclusive tastings, and behind the scenes content, check out our Patreon. That's where we hang out with the community and get a little more nerdy with this stuff. Until next time, cheers.